I'm Ellie and welcome back to my channel. Check out the scenery. If you hear cars go by, I'm sorry that I live. And I'm sorry if it's a little echoey because this room is fairly empty, but the lights in my apartment are currently not working and this is the only window in my apartment. So this is where we're gonna have to film. I really wanted to get my haul done for you guys because I have 23 books that I got in April to show you all. And the stack is just as big for May, so I didn't want to have to do like a massive haul and have like an hour-long video because y'all know I like to talk and talk and talk and talk. I am not gonna waste any time getting into this, and I'm just gonna let's just hop right in. Okay, the first set of books I'm going to show you are books that I bought and or received as gifts. And so I was treating myself and I picked up this beautiful Barnes & Noble edition of The Little Mermaid and Other Fairy Tales. I kind of picked this up in preparation for Scallywagathon, but I have not read anything from it. But it's just gorgeous. I love this cover. I love the like glittering detail. I love the color of it. The back is just as beautiful. And then on the inside there's like this beautiful detailing in there as well. And there are like illustrations and stuff throughout, and the pages are silver, and it is just a beautiful edition. I kind of felt bad taking it out of the wrapper, but I do actually want to read this at some point. So then I picked up Emergency Contact. I'm not gonna lie, this was mostly a cover buy, but then I saw a lot of people talking about it and it interests me. Like, it's about these two kids, and I think she is going into college and he works at a cafe, and it's just like they're both down in their dumps. And they awkwardly run into each other and exchange numbers and decide to be like each other's emergency contact, and they just talk back and forth to each other. I'm assuming it's a budding romance. I have heard trigger warnings for rape in this, so that's mostly the thing that I'm interested to see where this goes and how this works. And I've just heard good things, and I like the cover a lot, so I really think I'm going to enjoy this book. Then one that my mom gave me, she got this at a yard sale, and she knew of the title, and it's a really awesome edition, and this is the Giver Quartet. This is a massive edition, but I mean, it's got the red pages and it's just massive. I don't really know much about The Giver, honestly, but there is the movie and such, so maybe I'll get around to it. I feel like this is one of those books that like everyone has read or has had to read at some point, and I haven't. So then Amanda from Read All the Books, who is my BFF if y'all didn't know, she sent me a seriously amazing package when my life took a turn upside down. It was seriously like one of the best packages I've ever received. I bawled my eyes out opening it, like tears of joy. It was just so good. But one of the surprises in the package was Morning Star with annotations from her. And she knows that I am trudging through the Red Rising series. I've been really enjoying it. I just have been reading at the world's slowest pace, but she said when I finally get around to it, I'll have a copy to read, and she is the reason I've started reading Red Rising anyway. It is a sci-fi kind of like war thing going on about like these lower colors that decide to go up against the golds, which like run the society, and we follow Darrow and his awesome gang, and it's just brutal and murderous and just crazy, and I love it. So I'm nearing the end of Golden Sun now, so I'm hoping that I can get around to this very, very soon and read her awesome annotations. Oh, and these sticky notes are the cutest. They're like little bubbles, so thank you so much, Amanda. My one friend had picked this up from a book sale that he had gone to, and he knows that I like to read YA, so he said, hey, would you like this? And that is far from you. I know that I've had this in my car on Book Outlet multiple times and just haven't bought it. So this is about a girl that she like nearly dies more than once, and she ends up becoming addicted to drugs. Best friend, like the one night that they almost die, like her friend does die, and she comes back after rehab and is trying to piece together like what actually happened and can you trust her, and is she in the right mind, and you're trying to figure out like what happened to her friend, was she murdered, did someone kill her, like all this other stuff. So seems kind of twisted, and this book is really heavy, so these pages must be pretty dense, but Seems pretty interesting. Okay, then I got some books from Penguin, because if y'all didn't know, Penguin added me on their PR list, and I cried a little. How freaking exciting is that? Like, it's... So they asked me if I would be interested in any books, and so I said, oh heck yes, I would be, please, and thank you. One of the ones that I asked for was Blood, Water, Paint. This is about this young artist, and she's struggling to find like her voice in the world and get her artwork out there. This is historical fiction. It takes place in Rome in 1610, and of course men rule the world at this time for whatever reason. And so she, of course, has to try to get her artwork out there. She's like one of the best, but of course she's a woman, so it's so hard. I have heard that there's trigger warnings for rape in this, so I'm eager to see how that plays a part, and it just seems really interesting. I love anything that's like feminist power, female empowerment, so we'll see if that goes along with this. It is relatively shorter, and I love historical fiction, and this just seems like something that isn't the normal thing I would pick up, so I've been really eyeing this up lately. Then we have Mapping the Bones, and this is by the same author who did The Devil's Arithmetic, which I've seen the movie, haven't read the book, but it was a really good movie. So this also takes place, I believe, during World War II. So this takes place in 1942 Poland. It follows, I believe they're twins, and it has something to do with fairy tales, and they get lost in these stories to like avoid the reality of the situation that they're in and everything that's happened during the Holocaust. It's about like how they lose everything but each other or something along the lines of that. I am really big on World War II historical fiction, and I don't know if I've read that much YA historical fiction, so I'm eager to see how this goes. Devil's Arithmetic, at least the movie was really good, so I'm hoping this will be just as fantastic. Then I also asked for Folded Notes from High School, and this is a really interesting hardback because it's not a dust jacket. It's just the hardback, and that's really neat. And I think it's like a collection of notes told back and forth. I'm not 100% sure if I remember what this is about. Ooh, this follows like a mean girl, and she's trying to rise to the top. She's the mean girl in high school, and blah, blah, blah. She wants to be like the star of her theatrical production or something, and this new kid comes along and kind of steals her spotlight, and they have like, I'm assuming this is gonna be like a hate to love kind of thing, so I'm eager to see how that goes. I love anything that's like told through notes and such, so I'm such a sucker for those things, so I'm hoping I will really enjoy this. They also sent me an Ember in the Ashes as well as a Torch Against the Night, and I love these paperback editions. These are seriously beautiful in my opinion. I love the white background instead of just like the plain color background with the girl in the front, but you know, whatever. But I like that the color is in the people instead. I love these. I think these are so awesome. They sent me to these in preparation for Reaper at the Gates, which comes out June 12th, so keep an eye out for that. I'm hoping that I can get around to these this summer because I am interested in this series. I don't really know much about it. So this is about a girl who's going to become a spy because her brother is arrested for treason. She goes to the school of the finest soldiers and realizes that her destiny is intertwined with some soldier there or something along the lines of that. It's a fantasy. There's gonna be some killing and some war and some overthrowing of shit, so it's gonna be great. Then we got this real big stack that is free books that I got from the library and or things that I thrifted. I don't really know much about these free books, so we got one more thing. This is a collection of short stories, and this is by the guy, remember him on The Office? What the heck was his name on The Office? Ben? Why can't I think of his name? Why can't I think of his name? But this is a collection of short stories by him. I love short story collections. I just pick them up. If it says stories on the front, I'm down. I really like the minimalistic cover of this too. It's in pretty good condition. I'll probably take the plastic cover off, so we'll see how that is. I also picked up Hate Ship, Friendship, Courtship, Love Ship, Marriage, and this is also a collection of stories, and I'm assuming it's about these things. So yeah, there's another collection of short stories for me to go through. Again, pretty decent condition, not too shabby, pretty happy with that. Then I picked up Damned by Chuck Palahniuk, and if you guys don't know, I love Chuck Palahniuk's writing. I have a hate to love with it, actually. It's a hate-love relationship because sometimes I either really love his books or really hate them, but I just admire him nonetheless because his things are just so wickedly unique and creative and just strange. This is about a girl that she's like at a boarding school. She gets left at her boarding school and she ends up dying and she goes to hell. She like makes friends with these people in hell and they have to like trek across hell to like, I don't know, barter with the devil. I don't know. It just seems so strange and fantastic. So I'm eager to see if I'm gonna like this or not. I feel like I've heard good things about this one, but we'll see. I also picked up Nebula Awards 32. This is a anthology of science fiction stories. So again, short story collection, and I believe, what year was this? So this is from 1998, but you know, could be some good stuff in here. I feel like that was a prime time for sci-fi, so we will see. I don't really read a lot of sci-fi. I also picked up the Magnolia story because I love Chip and Jo. I love them. And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of thought my mom would be interested in reading this, but then she was like, I can just watch them on TV, I don't need to read the book. And I was just like, okay. So I just thought this was interesting, and it's relatively short, so I might get around to this. I don't really know why I picked this up. Besides, I just really like Chip and Jo. I also picked up Lilac Girls, and this has been highly recommended to me by a coworker. She read this. I know that a lot of our book clubs read this book because they just, I don't know, they think it's really good. And I do believe that this is also a World War II historical fiction. Apparently this follows like 3 different women, and one of them ends up going to a concentration camp, and the other 2 are, I think they are like trying to be like liberators or something along the lines of that, and so all their paths cross and such. So I don't know, it sounds so good, so we will see. Then I also picked up The Things They Carried. This is also a collection of short stories, and this is actually stories about the Vietnam War. So, and I think these might be true stories, so I will see about that. I'm very interested in the Vietnam War. So my neighbor is a Vietnam veteran, and so I want to know more. I want to know what the experience was, but I am interested. I don't think I've ever read anything about the Vietnam War, so besides like a textbook. I have 4 things that I got off of, I think, Thrift Books or whatever it's called. If you guys don't know, I am trying to collect the Sisters Grimm series. I have read all of these. I believe this is the 2nd, 3rd, and the 4th one. I do own the first one already. These are awesome. This is a middle grade series, and it follows these 2 girls go missing, and they are sent to live with their grandmother, and their grandmother lives in this world that is like kind of closed off from the rest of the world, where all the fairy tale creatures have been sent, and they are detectives in this fairy tale world, and it is just so much fun. So I've been trying to get my hands on all of these, so making my way through that. And then I also picked up a Lumberjanes Volume 1. Again, I have already read this, but it's something that I wanted to add to my collection. Lumberjanes is awesome. This takes place at an all-girls camp, and it follows these young group of girls, and they are just so fun, and they just have such a great friendship. And they keep running into all these magical things that are happening around the camp, and it's just such a fun story. So I'm glad that I can add this to my collection, and hopefully I can collect all the volumes eventually, because I can definitely see myself like going back and rereading these in the future, just because I just love them. And then the last 3 are books that you guys may have already seen here on my channel, because these are books that I got from the boxes that I got. One of these first ones came in my Fairy Loot box, and that was State of Sorrow. I really don't remember what the hickety heck this book was about. Sorrow governs a court of tears, covering for her grief maddened father. She turns to this boy that she's known forever, but there's a ghost that keeps haunting her, and something about an enemy. I don't know. It sounds a little confusing, so there is that. But it's got a beautiful cover. And the other 2 books I got in the Bookie box, and these are by the same author. I do believe that they take place in the same world, but I don't think you have to read them together. One is A Fire and Stars. This is about a princess who is in an arranged marriage, but she ends up falling for her fiance's sister. So she ends up falling in love with the princess, and bloody, all that other fun stuff. If you guys don't know, I did unhaul this already. So I will probably be trying to figure out what to do with this copy. And then Ink Mistress. This is about a girl that can direct the future by writing with her blood or something. And something happens. It's about these two girls, and like the one girl can write the future with the blood, and like I think one of their fathers is killed or something, and the one girl takes on the form of like a dragon to get revenge and start this war, and the other girl is trying to like make her not be a dragon or something. I don't know what I'm saying. So obviously I know nothing. I'm sweating to death. I don't have AC either. Like, what is my life? It's a shit show. So those are all the books that I got in April, and I'm sure I will have another huge haul for you guys coming soon. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you guys have read any of these books, which ones I should read first, which ones I need to get around to, so let me know all about that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to see future hauls from me, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.